Blessings and welcome, my brothers and sisters, to the Law of One, conscious channeling of LL Research. I am Robert, your humble host, and it is my pleasure. Today's conversation, we shall be speaking of seeing people at the soul level. In choosing to know itself, the Creator flung from itself innumerable and infinite sparks of love, which coalesced into each awareness that dwells within the infinite awareness. Thus, the choice that birthed you was a choice to know the truth, to know the self. And as the Creator is love, so is each entity love. So is each entity love. This is the central truth. This is that which does not change. Yet this is that which is ever wrapped in mystery. Each has come through many planes of existence, has learned a great deal, and chose not only this incarnation now, but being experienced, but also that cast of characters with whom each entity interacts, who have significant connections with the self. Each difficulty, each crux that leaves one in a position of being forced to discover the self has been placed not with a hand that desires to punish, but with a hand of loving self that wishes to serve ever more deeply, ever more purely. The outer service of seeing people as souls is one step removed from the conscious practice of being, in the sense of passive radiation, for it involves working with our relationships, with the people we are meeting day by day. There seems to be a wide variety in people. One fellow seems smart and another stupid. One woman seems quick of wit and another slow. Some of us are powerfully attractive. Some of us are homely. And most of us are in between. If appearances are to be believed, we humans vary widely. The heart of the gift of seeing people as souls is lifting above these details and entering into an appreciation of all persons, which has nothing to do with their details of age, gender, race, religion, or status. Those of QO say, when your beingness touches in with the tabernacle of the Most High, and a portion of your consciousness remains in that holy place, then all places are holy. All entities are of the Christ consciousness. And the eyes with which you look at those entities are eyes infinite in their ability to channel the one original thought of the infinite Creator's love. Perhaps this gift in us lies waiting to be given permission to be encouraged. For I think spiritual seekers are, by our very nature and tendency, far more able to see themselves at the soul level than those who do not think on such things. My experience with us outsiders, on the spiritual path is that we tend to be quite aware of the illusionary qualities of the outer world and the higher level of reality in the metaphysical inner world. As we become able to tap into more and more remembrance of the love which forms our most basic self and gives it life, we will become more aware of our own soul quality and therefore more able to see it in those we meet. I do not feel we can expect to form opinions about the people we meet on the outer level. We will take to some people more than others. But in our dealings with them, it is a strong blessing to treat all beings as if they were our most beloved children, or Christ Himself, as was Mother Teresa's secret. She said that she would look into the fly-blown faces, the sores and smells and dirty bodies of the ill and dying, and by grace she would see Jesus Christ's face. And so all her healing was a ministry of the most devoted love. I feel that this woman must have gone through years of becoming able to love and accept herself at the soul level in order to develop such an outstanding practice in the outer sense. How can we see others as souls, creatures of divine love, if we are judging ourselves? As those of QO say, only insofar as you love, accept, and refuse to judge yourself can you be compassionate and such wise to others. And only in compassion as you see that treasure within you and within all can you truly serve in a love that is without condition and that demands no return. This caution is a subtle one. The main sense of it is simple enough. If we are seeing someone as a soul, and that person has no appreciation of this service, this needs to be completely acceptable to us. In any service to others that is intended as polarizing towards the positive path, the gift needs to be given without stint or any conditionality we have, however unwittingly. In our giving will come back to us in echoes that we will have to work out in the catalyst of everyday life. But further, we need not to need to help in order to be of help. We need to be able to let go of the pain we see and let it be all right that this person is in pain. Loving someone as a soul does not mean we can interrupt her processes or solve his problems, or that we should even hope to. Rather, it means that we are able to lift her in our hearts and minds beyond the confines of all limitations, including those problems. My friend Mike shares, there was someone that I am good friends with that was going through a really tough time. I was feeling frustrated and inadequate. I wanted to help her, but didn't know how to go about doing it. Mira suggested that this was actually a distortion of non-acceptance of another's free will to experience those things that I perceive to be painful. She said that if I were to respect this free will, then I would not feel the need to help. Once this was done, my energy centers would be cleared and the energy would flow more freely. This would help me to be more open with myself and put me into a better position to be a catalyst if that was what I was there for. In this practice of seeing what is unseen and knowing the infinity of seemingly finite persons, there are shadows aplenty and many, many seeming failures. But those who gravitate to this service will tend to be easy on themselves to the extent that they realize that of themselves they could not offer this service of soul sight. The secret to this offering is the surrender of the small self and all other selves into the Creator that unifies us. Those of QO say, to be the most efficient polarity in the positive sense, one must be willing and able to give freely enough of the self that one is not concerned whether there be a return for what is given. In this service, the one so serving trusts in that which is greater than the self to sustain this small self in its daily round of activities, that it might be nourished and supported in a fashion that will allow its service to continue. As we practice soul vision, we help our own quality of life, for one who sees from this level is a peaceful person indeed, seeing goodness within all selves, no matter what the outer appearance. My buddy Marty says, we are each at our own level of awareness, tolerance, ability to accept and forgive. Compassion is important in seeing each other's innocence, regardless of our reaction. If we could each see the other's innocence in all matters, wouldn't this be a beautiful world? When Marty was writing this, it wasn't just to me, but to a whole Wanderers email group that was wrangling about some matter at the time. A month later, some elements of the group must still have been feuding. For she wrote, "Perhaps we are here to see all through the eyes of love. If we were able to be at the place where we could bestow love on everything we see, even if only in our thoughts, would our perception of it change? Would it change?" I believe so. Seeing others or ourselves with eyes of love, we are the Creator looking at the Creator. One aspect of this practice, which is unexpected, is the response factor. When we do work to release condition in our relationships with other people, there is some mechanism that sets into motion one blessing after another for us. Love can begin to come at us in waves, and it can be overwhelming. Let it wash through the good opinion and the bad. Let it come and go without holding on to either. Do not resist the evil we see. Let it be. Let it go. At the same time, do not resist the good. Let people say good things to us. Accept love offerings when they are sincerely felt and given. It is part of seeing at the soul level for this lesson to arise. The principle of QO says, receiving the love offerings of others is the greatest gift you can give, and is won by giving in service to others. When you reach the point at which there is no difference between receiving and giving absolute and unreserved love, then shall you be ready to learn the ways of wisdom. Until then, you must learn these lessons that seem so opposite: how to serve others, how to accept service from others. Yet, are you not looking in a mirror when you gaze upon another? Is that entity not looking at the Creator when one gazes back at you? Is this not the essence of your being? It has been my experience that this side lesson of learning to accept love comes in cycles. If the wave of being loved gets too intense, hold on, soon it will be balanced by catalysts from those who do not appreciate us. There was a time when I really could not take a compliment, being too much of a perfectionist and too aware of my shortcomings. I still have to work on it, but I get better. I am working on my response to not being appreciated too, but I know the lesson far better. Forgiving without expectation of return seems an incarnational lesson of mine. I have talked to many wanderers who have identified this as one of their lessons in the school of life also. This makes sense to me. We wanderers came here to learn and to serve. The point of revisiting third density in the learning sense is to re-examine and remake our choice of polarity with more purity and power. Nothing sharpens polarity better than adversity. When someone is rude to us, we have the immediate choice. Shall we see this person as an angry person assaulting us, or as a companion soul in pain? Those of Hatan say, when you gaze upon the rude address of negativity, think of the sick child and reach out your hand in compassion and take cool water and comfort that negativity with compassion and great feeling of brotherhood. You are that negativity just as you are positive. And to heal negativity is to take it into the open heart and love it. All that is not love will fall away. One venue native to this service is the inner watchtower within the heart, whether visited in contemplation, meditation, or prayer. When we see the suffering of humankind, we behold a mighty and unfathomable sorrow. When we see one angry person, we see that same sorrow projecting like a fountain from the general sea of woe. As we witness suffering, let us join those in the inner temple of prayer. As those of QO say, there are among you those who do a great deal of work within, calling it prayer or meditation, or worrying or concern, sending love and healing to those who watch and suffer and wait and perish. There is a lovely orison sounding with millions of souls blending at all times. Your planet prays without ceasing. Always in every night watch, there are those millions unknown to you who keep the watch for humankind. When others sleep, you may well be raising your internal voice in praise of the Infinite One, in thanksgiving and in intercession for all who suffer. And so, by lives lived in some part sacrificially, the societal karma is being, to some extent, alleviated through the heartfelt caring of very many of your peoples. Seeing people at the soul level is a way of caring about others that is non-invasive and impersonal. It has a refined and philosophical aura to it and remains within the self. Yet its use positively affects ourselves, those about us, and the planet itself. There is much to recommend this gift for development. Peekaboo, I see you. I love you.